Well, good afternoon. I'm Steve Carver, and welcome to this Lunch and Learn. I hadn't had lunch yet, so if my stomach starts growling, forgive me, but I hope y'all are enjoying yours for sure. Today, we're going to be talking about how to help customers find you. The question is, how do I find customers? The best answer is always to help those customers find you. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on. I see we have some new folks here, so welcome. And I'm Steve Carver, and speaking to you from my home office studio, Grandchildren's Playroom in Dunn, North Carolina. This is my presentation number 1176. And I want to tell you, I'm not a lawyer or an accountant or CPA or anything in that line. I'm just a fellow that's been in business for a long, long time and given many webinars and seminars and helped, I guess, more than five or 600 people actually get their businesses started. When I was in business myself, with equipment rentals and things like that, gave me a chance to meet hundreds of entrepreneurs and provide them the equipment they needed and then watch them grow. So with my experience, hopefully I can help you as well, because it is vast and it is still counting, so we're still very busy with that. We're sponsored today by the Community College Small Business Center at Lenore Community College, which is located over in the Kinston area. We just had a little meeting with Lee Albritton, our director and sponsor. So thank you so much, Lee, for your contributions. And if you'd like to talk with Lee, give him a call at 252-208-1225, and he'll be glad to help you any way that we can with free, confidential expert training. I am keeping up with your attendances, because if you attend at least 5 of our 7 sessions, you'll qualify for a certificate of achievement, and I look forward to doing that. If you attend more and do more homework assignments, you can qualify for additional certificates, including membership into the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, and a graduation certificate for that. Again, thank you for your lunch date. We look forward to this one, and then an additional 3 more throughout this particular course. I want to invite you to find me on Facebook, listed as Steve Carver or Anthony Stephen Carver. The background is just a blue sky with clouds and sunshine coming in. When you connect with me, I'm able to see your photographs and see what you're doing in your business, and then you can watch me as well. So thanks again for joining us. Study guides have been sent to you. They're very important. If you attend in these sessions regularly and like to make notes as you go, it's a good idea to print out that first study guide with a number on it that represents our presentation number, and then it's a real good outline of what we're going to be talking about today, so you can make your notes in a little bit better order. Lots of information there for you, and we'll look forward to working with that. Let me just take a minute and say hello to Laura. So glad to have you. Laura, I need your help. I need for you to go to the chat board and give me your last name, email address, and town. I've got about 5 Lauras that are coming into these series these weeks, and it's so easy for me to get them confused. So if you would that would really help me make sure I know who I'm talking to and sending information to. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate your attendance. And Naya, good to have you with us, and Holly as well. I hope y'all are having a great day. Let's talk about some folks that are busy with us. Barbara Belton in Rose Hill was a first-in-class winner in our last course, and she's going to be continuing to work with her videos and sharing this with us as we go. Her business is FancyShams.com, and she's getting it started off well. Kenyatta is from Clinton and now over in Oklahoma. She has been able to join us in the past. Maybe she can come in later today. But she's got her new business getting started, which is in the chewable type marijuana products that are available now. And she's at a place out there learning how to market the items that she's selling with the different things going on. These gummies will be her product, and she'll be taking mail orders on those. It looks like it's a pretty sophisticated marketing program they're coming up with. Carolyn Jacobs in Mebane has been very, very active in taking the business plan sample that I sent to everyone in week 2. She's using it to set up her business plan and to get started. And excuse my voice, get me some water here in a minute and we'll maybe be better understood. But Carolyn is working really hard to get her nonprofit Jacob's Ladder in gearing going on, and I really appreciate the work that she's doing, and hopefully it'll pay a dividend. She did come forward with her mission, vision, and a purpose statement, and very impressive, her words, and I want to encourage each one of you to put that on the top of your list to get these statements done that help fire you up and give you inspiration, and everyone else as well. But Carolyn's purpose seems to be really clear: become a lead champion for children with special needs in her community. And she's up in the Mebane, North Carolina community. So thank you, Carolyn, for what you're doing. Christina Lee in Jacksonville has been with us on a regular basis, and she's already got her marketing program started on with jewelry that she's making. I think she buys these from manufacturers in the paparazzi range, and then sets up customers and moves forward with a really powerful marketing campaign. She focuses on her $5 bling, as she calls it, and she's on Facebook. If you'd like to check that out, here's her Facebook page, and enjoy seeing how she does her marketing. Pretty impressive images that they're using. Carla Watkins in Jacksonville, she's a busy lady as well, and she's been with us. Hopefully we'll tune in this afternoon. She also is in the bling Bitsy and business and the paparazzi, operating as Carla's Corner in Jacksonville. Very busy lady, and certainly glad to be working with her. Also, it appears that she's also moving towards setting up a travel type agency, helping people take vacations. And I'll be learning more about that from her as we go. And here's Stephanie. There you go, Stephanie. That's what I said. So glad to see you, to make sure I had the right photograph. Thank you for all that you're doing and working towards, and looking forward to getting some information that we can help start promoting your business as well. I know you're in the early ages of getting everything set up, so thanks for joining, and it's a pleasure to work with you. Lynette Barber in Raleigh has been joining us on a regular basis, and Lynette is a entertainer. She's a singer, a jazz singer, and gospel music and Christian hymns, and just on her websites on Facebook, you're able to hear and see the great work that she's doing to promote her beliefs and faith-based services to the communities. She appears at different venues for fundraisers and things like that. So look forward to hearing lots and lots more from her. LaShiva Dunlap has been in touch with us. I'm not quite sure where she's located at this point, but at any rate, she sent him her mission statements and her executive summary for the Notary Public business that she's getting ready to start. As I have a chance, I try to find y'all's photographs and information on Facebook or websites. So the more information you just send to me directly by email will save a lot of work on my part and help me get you up and posted, and we'll start promoting you and your business as soon as possible. The Academy is strictly you, and it's strictly me. It's just a group of us that have been through all these classes and continue to work in the relationships for mutual helpfulness. So let's get started. Send me your information. I'll put it to work and go from there. Each week we've been bringing in a new quote to remember, and this week we've got a new one as well. So back our first week, Walt Disney reminded us that the way to get started is to quit talking and start doing, and certainly several of you are doing that, and I appreciate it so much. Michael Ventura said, "There's no finish line, there's only mile markers," and how true that is in entrepreneurship. Each new mile marker, each new step you can take to get along the way is significant. That's why it's important to have a business plan to help you know how far along the map you are. Bill Gates told us that we'll learn more from our unhappy customers than anywhere else, and he's certainly right, because I can assure you that if you have a customer you're working with and you get into a negative situation, if you can turn that into a positive thing and resolve it, you'll have a customer that'll be with you for life. And so it's really important that we don't turn off situations if a customer is not very happy with what we're doing, but to find out how we can satisfy them, resolve the issues, and move forward in a positive note. That'll go a long way to help you keep customers. Nelson Boswell said maybe the most important one so far, and that he's saying that it's a very simple and powerful rule, that if we always give people more than they expect to get, we're going to end up with a satisfied customer. And I try to do that in my businesses and have for a lot of years, and keeping in mind, just go the extra little mile with a statement, a human statement about how are you doing. Tell me more about you and your business, or we want you to be 100% satisfied. It's not necessarily that you give them something of monetary value, but you give them a words of wisdom and listening to let them know you're interested in a relationship for a long-term business relationship. It pays dividends for you and will pay for it every day, but you have to remember to take the time to add that in. I'm kind of training a new business person, the new owner of my 66-year-old business, and he and his wife in their mid-30s are used to growing up in the world of text messaging, as we see now, where every little message, any way you can abbreviate, seems to be what people want you to do, thinking that you don't want to take time to do anything more than just absolute necessary, and that is a false narrative. In the businesses that you're in, if you're building customer relationships, take the extra time to say something human in your correspondence, telephone calls, email, such as that. Hey, thank you for say things like good morning and happy Tuesday to you, or it's a great spring. I hope things are well with you. Take that extra effort to become a human being with the person you're doing business with, and by golly, you'll have a chance to have in a relationship. It goes a long, long way in that regard. So now, getting serious, you will be getting a large group of emails from me this afternoon or tonight, basically giving you examples of the different things that you might want to be doing to help jumpstart your business as you're getting started. And these are examples of videos, letters, mission and vision statements, current advertisements that I'm doing and some of y'all are doing. So don't be disappointed in the fact that you're not getting 100 emails, but you're going to get a whole bunch of them. I know that you're not going to open them all up immediately and study them, but I hope that you will save them or put them in a file so that you can go back, and as you're starting to do your homework challenges and getting your businesses started, you'll have some extra references here to go by, and maybe some things that you can copy and paste to speed things along. I'm happy to share these with you, and I do hope that they help you. There's some examples of how to do your videos and make them more exciting and more accepted by the customers. Facebook information will be sent to you. Our topic today, bringing it home to our topics now. And I'll ask you the question, how do you find customers? And all of us have to find customers, whether you've been in business 60 years or 6 days. You're going to lose a third of your customers almost every year just because that happens. You lose customers because, of course, die, move away, find another supplier, or such as that. So our effort in marketing is to find, attract, and keep customers, or find, attract, and engage customers, because it is a constant process. And as long as we have it in the forefront of our mind and of our energy and activities, you'll be able to keep your business going, to be sustainable. But the answer to the question, how do I find customers, is best answered by saying, help them find you. Help them find us. In other words, we want to be like a magnet that brings the customers to us. That's what our marketing campaign is all about, our Golden Goose marketing campaign that we talked about last week. But now we're going to try to put it to work and actually bring those customers to us as if we're a magnet. And the simple steps that we're going to do are structured, which means, when I say structured, that means we're going to write it down and have a plan that we can follow. And when we have a plan that we can follow, we're more likely to get to our goal, to the end results. So we're going to look at our marketing for each region that you plan to serve. Maybe your business is one that will work in a particular town, or maybe a particular neighborhood, or maybe the greater Charlotte area, or the greater Kinston area, maybe the coastal North Carolina, all of North Carolina, or even all of the USA, or maybe even the world market. But most of our customers, or most of our entrepreneurs in our classes, are basically looking at regional business, or possibly nationwide internet sales. That's what I do, nationwide internet sales. But that includes, of course, all of our local markets. And this is a good point for me to say. Your business is not going to be any stronger than the contacts you have locally, kind of your base. And it's always good to have a base group of customers that you're constantly in touch with, that you can talk with them, work with them personally, or sound ideas with them. So the target, what region are you going to be serving? You'll need to determine that so that we can develop and use the marketing campaign that we talked about. Maybe your area is within 50 or 80 miles, and what type of marketing tools will you use in each one of those? That's our objective, to think ahead of time, where are we trying to send our marketing messages, and then figure out the best type of media to use to get there. So the process is figure out the target, determine the media, then determine the method, and then we're going to look at any guerrilla marketing tools that we can use to help us be more effective, get more bang for our dollars that we're spending. If maybe you're looking at statewide, and therefore we would be using some different media methods, still maybe some print ads. Definitely my business at Google's always going to be there. And definitely videos are always going to be a part of the plan too. Nationwide stretches us out. There's some things, print ads won't do us a lot of good nationwide, but a lot of other items can be a whole lot more effective, and that may push us into different types of advertising at Google as well. So that's when we're trying to determine our target for region. Next, not quite as difficult, but could mean that we'd have more targets, is we want to target for each group of customers. We wanted a diversified offering of different services to help us have a diversified group of customers. The more diversified that we can be means the more customers that we'll have, and therefore the more opportunities to make money. So coming up with these target groups are going to be extraordinarily important for you now and as long as you're in business. This is a continuous process. It's not just something you're doing when you're brand new. So let's talk about how do we help customers find us, and in the process help us find customers. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But I want to talk today about the least costly and most effective ways. The number one thing that I want to encourage you to be doing so that indeed you can get your business up and running. So what would that be? And it is developing in a very powerful mobile page for your telephone. For people that find you on their phone, your mobile page is the first thing that they will see, and maybe the last time they ever see your company. But we want your mobile page to be so effective that it indeed brings the customer on into you, and they are encouraged to go ahead and press a button and give you a call right now or to send you a text message. But your mobile page has to be designed to make that happen. Lots of different ways to do that, but it's probably going to require that, unless you are a website savvy individual, can do it yourself, is to make sure you're talking with a professional web builder or technician that can take your web pages and make sure they are, number one, mobile friendly. So they'll bring you up to snuff here. There's a lot of different kinds of web pages. At the same website, you can have many different kinds of website pages. Some are designed for telephone use, for mobile use. And of course, in today's world where so many people are shopping with their phones, that's a very important page to have. And for example, my website, carverequipment.com, has probably 1,700 or 1,800 pages to it, and we've spent time to make sure that 100 to 150 of those are really mobile friendly, and always searching to do that, because we know that so many customers are shopping on their telephone, and that means that you want a page that they're looking at that is easy to navigate and encourages them to go ahead and buy now. The other type pages may be made for laptops or PC computers or other things that can be designed to do that. So you might have one topic or one product or one service at your website and have 4 or 5 different pages associated with that same page, but to be set up to be mobile friendly, laptop friendly, etc. So get into that conversation with your webmaster and make sure you're becoming effective. Because now back to the main thing. This mobile page that comes up, your mobile home page that comes up on a telephone, needs to be simple, plain, aggressive. I would like for you to have that button, just like I'm showing you on the screen here, where they can touch that button and call you up on the telephone right now. Because if you can talk with that customer right now, you have the advantage over all the other competitors. If they don't want to call you or you're not available, to have that red button there that they can touch and automatically have a screen come up that they can send you a text message or email about what they're interested in and how to get back in touch with them. I'm using this every day in my business. I know it works, and I know it's important to lead to sales. So this is number one thing I want you to focus on and make happen. Number two thing I want you to focus on is kind of the old-fashioned way of doing business, and also it is a very low-cost way to help customers find you. And what is that? It is the raving fan customer. Our ability to take those raving fan customers that I taught you how to create last week, stay in touch with them, make sure you're sending them constant promotions, and by golly, they will keep sending your business your way. So let me ask you to go to your chat board, get these old happy fingers working, and just to make sure you're paying attention, type in raving fan customer. That's the 3 words I'd like for you to type in on the chat board, and the 3 words I want you to type into your mind how important the raving fan customers are. And no matter how many other opportunities you have, let's build our business one at a time, with one customer at a time, and do all we can to make sure they're a raving fan customer by saying to them, I'm going to do all I can to make sure you're 100% happy, And number two, you're going to be so happy that indeed you're going to invite your friends and neighbors to do business with us as well. When you say those two things and then you do follow up after a sale or after a meeting and remind them that you're following up to make sure they're satisfied, that's when they become the raving fan customer, because they see that you were truthful and you're energetic about helping them stay in business. But now let's stay in touch with them, get their names, their email addresses, their mail-to addresses, their cell phone numbers, so that they're the top of your list on who you're sending out constant promotions to, because they love you so much. If they're getting these constant promotions, it's reminding them to tell other people and encouraging them just to forward your information right on to someone they think may be ready to buy. It happens. It's real. It's low cost. It's a good way to do it. So keep that continuous fresh bait in the water with your constant customers. Now, number three thing to do, one was your mobile page, two is stay in touch with your raving fans, and now number three is kind of something that's new, and I want to say to you, I do not work for Google. They don't pay me to advertise for them, but indeed I have to tell you that having your account set up in My Business at Google account will start making you money right away. If you've got something to sell, service or product, and you want to start getting the most people to be able to find you, this is probably the most effective way. There's two other effective ways, of course, as well, and I'll get to talking about those. But this is number one, because Google owns it. They look after it. And if you've got a good My Business at Google, tomorrow you can start having customers, and they can see where you're located. They can leave reviews, and you can start marketing your products very easily without spending any money. So your Business at Google account is critical. This is what it looks like when you type it up on your computer screen after a search. And these are some customers and your fellow Academy members down in the Hampstead area that set up a business doing crab cakes 3 years ago now, I think. And the same day they got on their Business at Google account, they started getting orders. So let me encourage you to do the same. Number four, a free website. Yeah. One that is the hottest thing in the marketing market today. Yeah. Can you do it? Oh, yeah. Is get your own YouTube channel. Start making your own YouTube videos, right with your phone or otherwise. Enhance them to make them into commercials, which we can help you with and be glad to do it, show you how to do it, and get into the YouTube video world. Some people are calling it now the YouTube Academy because they go there before they go anywhere else. Even to doing a search on Google, they just go to the YouTube channel and type in the topic they're looking for and find places to buy stuff from me and you. This is incredibly powerful and incredibly low cost. So get into this, learn what makes it work. Stop thinking about it, as old Walt Disney said. Stop thinking about it, and let's start getting into the YouTubes. Number five, there are a lot of different things now that we'll discuss. They were the top four, and I want you to remember those top four. But now what's important to you to be able to help customers find you more than any other ways, and that is to be as diversified as you possibly can and offer as many marketable profit centers. What is a marketable profit center? It's something you're doing to make money, a revenue generator that you can market separately to different customers. Remember the round targets? Each one of those targets would be for a different marketable target group profit center that would be interested in buying that particular product from you. And then next we're going to talk about looking at these marketable profit centers and multiplying their appeal to the world by using as many DBAs, doing business as we can come up with to help move that particular product. DBAs go right along with everything marketing these days, and we'll show you how that works in a little bit. Number six, Just like we said earlier, we need to identify our different customer target groups, niche markets, and try to arrange them in such a way that we know which of our marketable profit center products will match up to which group, so that we can send them information that they will be interested in, and not waste our money sending them to folks all around the United States who don't have an interest in them. Next, and it's just a manual reactive things that you will do, and that is to start today entering any email address or cell phone number into your database that you think may create a sale or a referral for you. Just as simple as it can be. And just start adding email addresses as you have the opportunity. Please add my name to your list. I'd like very much to see your marketing information. You certainly see mine as I send you reminders about these meetings. Your database is going to be like money in the bank to you for a lot of years. Your raving fan customers and your databases is how you remain sustainable. So it's so important to do that. An example. Yesterday, I got in about 4 quote requests from customers across the nation. And as I started to respond to them, and doing my reply, I copied their email address and cell phone number and went right over to a link on the top of my desktop here for database, clicked on that, and a Word file came up, and I just added those names, that information, name and email address and cell phone number, right into my database slot automatically. And I do that every day and have done it now for 30 years, I guess. Therefore, I've got a tremendously large database that we can send information to, almost really, really low cost, and it's a very effective way to be sustainable. So do it. Please do it for your own goodness. Number 8, what do we need to know to help customers find us? We need to know and understand SEO strategies. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Let me ask you to type into your chat SEO and do it 3 times. SEO, SEO, SEO. And remembering that is all about search engine optimization. And so what does that do for you? If we can make sure that our landing pages at our website, those pages where we are actually going to be selling stuff, are set up to generate enthusiasm and to generate business, it goes a long, long way to getting those orders. There are a lot of kind of websites and web pages that you can have. So some of those are indeed all about telling information or showing pictures or giving specifications. But the ones I want us to focus on are those landing pages that's what we'll call these, the ones that are made to generate sales and orders right now. Those are our landing pages, and that's what we're going to focus on because they are so important. And using the SEO strategies on our landing pages will make a big difference for you. There's a handout that was emailed to you. If it wasn't, I'll email it to you tomorrow if you weren't on the list to get them today. That's why it's important that you sign in over on the chat board so I can get your email address. But the handout that I sent to you is very, very informative. It's very, very worth the time that you read that. And indeed, we'll talk about it later now, but it's so important for you. So what is SEO? Search Engine Optimization. And these are in my words because you can go on Google or anywhere on the internet and see countless pages of information about SEO. But I'm today going to share with you in a short period of time that we have the basics. as I see it, and as they have affected me through the years. I see SEO as a skill and or an art form that you can use and apply on your web pages for the correct type of content, that is the information that's included on those web pages, to help your web page be found and posted on Google before your competitors are. It's 100% a competitive situation. That's why we're here. It's the placement, the how high on the list, on the search engines that you show up when a customer is looking for you. So we want that SEO information to be correct and changed to stay up to date so that our pages come up before our competitors. The more applications that we can use in the content on a web page means the higher your possibilities are to be found by the customer that's searching. So we'll concentrate on that to make sure we're covering those bases. There are a lot of strategies, I mean, maybe thousands of strategies now that people use for their SEO, but I want to share with you the top nine primary strategies that I use and my website master uses to make sure that our pages are effective and seen before our competitors are. You may have some really good information, great content, and great images on your web page, but if the SEO factors are not clicking, it doesn't make any difference. But if the SEO factors are clicking in your behalf, it makes all the difference in the world. So let's talk about how, as a new entrepreneur setting up your web presence, what do you want to kind of remember to do? Number one, I'll say, your pages are found, first of all, by their name. Up at the top, the name of the page. It starts out with your website name, / and then the name of the topic that's on this particular page. And I will say to you that if your web page, the individual web page on a particular product or service, is named up at the top with a name that includes what most customers will be typing in when they're searching for your particular product, if the name is, if that search term is within the name of your page, your chances are excellent. I mean, really good that the search engines will send that customer right straight to that page because it's named, and that's the first thing they'll look at. So you might have a particular product, one particular product, and we use DBAs to come up with the different names that people might ask for looking for that one particular thing. Step 3, we take that DBA and insert it into the name of the web page itself. Then we're doing good SEO work. Okay? So does it cost a lot of money to duplicate a web page and just rename it? No. A fraction of a penny. It doesn't really cost hardly anything. So that's why it can be so effective to use DBA marketing with our web pages to help customers find us. Number 2, the factor we just talked about earlier, making sure that all your landing pages and all the pages you can in your website, make sure that they are very mobile friendly. That means they are very friendly to telephone search. Okay? Very important to do that. And you may have to recruit some webmaster skills to help you with that. The inclusion of YouTube videos on the web page make that web pages more attractive to the search engine than any other pages on the entire internet that do not have a YouTube video. So it is very much a guerrilla marketing way to make sure that your pages are found before your competitors are. Now, a lot of people are getting into this. I mean, I've been teaching it for three and a half years now, and people nationwide are learning it too. So this isn't a maybe I ought to do this. This is a must. You don't be competitive. You don't be on the top of your game. learn how to do your YouTube videos and how to post them at your different web pages. Next, we'll talk about is the keyword search terms. That is the actual words that people use when they're searching for a product to buy. Someone is looking for Laura's special things that she's offering. They type in Laura's special things, and if Laura's special things are included in the content at a particular web page, the search engine will go in that direction. The more times and the better ways that search term is included in the context of the web page, the more likely it is that the search engine will point the shopping customer directly at you. That's our objective, right? So we'll get into how to use these search terms within your content in depth in just a little bit. Keeping customers at your website instead of sending them off somewhere else or encouraging them to go take it or leave it is what we want to do. We do not want to say take it or leave it. We do say, let's keep talking, let's keep shopping, let's find a way to find common ground and close this sale. So I want you not to have any links at your website that send people to someone away. I think that's bad business and a bad investment. I do want you to have plenty of pages at your website that customers can keep shopping around until they're able to do business with you. The guerrilla marketing person in me tells you, as long as someone is at my website looking at different pages and different ideas and doing that back and forth to landing pages, they're not somewhere else shopping. So we want to have enough to keep them in-house. That's why the diversification issues become more and more important. Next factor. Here you may need the help of a professional as well. The loading speed of a page or an image on the internet becomes critically important. Now, maybe you and I are in areas that have high-speed internet, which means you click on a page and things come right up. But in a lot of the world, and most of the United States, high-speed internet is not what folks are going to see your presentation with. They're going to see it with medium speed or low speed or dial-up situations. And those are very, very slow. And if your web page and your images are not set up to be as fast as possible, then when that customer out in rural Arizona on a dial-up computer is trying to look at your web page and it's taking forever for it to load up or for that circle to keep turning or it says stand by while we reload or this or that, those customers become very impatient and they move on. They don't wait a long time for things to come up for them to look at on their telephone or on their computer. Therefore, speed is imperative. Make sure that you're looking that your webmaster or yourself knows how to gauge the speed of how fast your pages are coming up. Now, my webmaster tells me there's software that he can automatically test things and then correct them if there are problems. But maybe your webmaster is not aware of that. So make sure you have your fastest pages as you possibly can. If you'll forgive my telephone over here buzzing and ringing from time to time, this is a busy time of year in my business, so I'm asking them to leave me messages so I can give them a call back. Number 7, pay per click. Pay per click is when you spend extra money with an organization to encourage them to bring customers to your page before everybody else. And pay per click is meaning that I don't care about SEO, and SEO means you're doing things organically, naturally to bring people to you. And pay per click says Forget all that mess. I just want to pay somebody some extra money and get them to come on and see me right now. And the more money you pay, the higher your bid is on a particular search term to these companies that do this, which are companies like Google and Bing and Facebook and others. The more money you pay, the higher on the ranking list you get for customers to see you. It's a dog-eat-dog world. The dog that's got the most money to pay for the bid gets the most amount of exposure. It's a expensive process and can be very dangerous, but also it can be very effective. If you're a new company with new products and you got the money to spend for it, one of the fastest ways that you can bring customers, help them find you, is paying extra money to not be organic in the search, and just pay somebody to bring that customer right to you. Don't guarantee they're going to buy anything, but if they click on your site, you don't pay extra money, and it could be from a penny to $1,000. So you got to know what you're doing and be careful doing this. The best place to get some training on pay-per-click, which is with Facebook Boost. Facebook Boost will indeed show you how to target customer groups, ages, different communities, different ways to approach advertising to people on the internet. Now, I've used Facebook, now Meta, for a lot of years and did their boosts with them and found them to be very effective. But I'll have to say now, since Meta bought Facebook and you're dealing with what seems to be an international organization operated by computer folks instead of people that are used to doing business, they're extremely hard to get along with from time to time. And apparently their security is not so good because people can hack them and use your credit card information. So while I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here, I want to say to you that using Facebook Boost is indeed an inexpensive way to learn how to do this. Keep your guard up. Don't give them a budget that's higher than the very minimum you want to work with per day or per month, and you can set your budgets there. And you have to remember, when you think that you've had all that you want, you have to go back and cancel. You have to go back and cancel the particular ads that you wanted to be advertised there. And if you don't cancel them, they just keep running and running and running, and Facebook keeps adding charges to your credit card until you cancel those ads. So just a word to the wise. Do I still recommend it? Oh yeah, I do. Because you can, as long as you're monitoring it carefully and you're looking at your credit card charges to make sure no one has hacked your account and using your Facebook credit card to advertise their products, you'll be all right. But so this brings in another thing we have to do. If you're advertising on Facebook or anywhere else that has your credit card and a continuing opportunity to charge to it, that means you need to be using online banking with your bank to make sure you can monitor those credit card charges pretty much every day. Make sure that they are in line with what you've authorized. Next, pay-per-click. Here's a good example. The items that you see that come up, number one on a Google search, those items that have the pictures or the larger print or the referrals, those are items that you are looking at because this company is in a pay-per-click situation. They paid to get you to look at their ad before all the other organics. So be aware of that. Lots of times when folks are shopping, you just want to scroll on past all those if you want to get down to the real websites to do that and see the basic information the customer is there for you to see. That's a good thing to do, instead of looking at all the pay-per-click ads up top where people really wanted your business, but sometimes you want to shop with your local folks, so you can scroll on down to see where they are. Next factor is using social media to help bring people to your particular web page. Advertising prices and a lot of photos on social media, I understand that that's a lot of what folks do, but I also want to tell you my primary reason to be on social media is to give them links back to my landing pages. I don't want my shoppers to spend any more time on social media than I can help. I want them to get right on over to my website and my landing pages. Again, that's a guerrilla marketing attitude, but I think as long as they're at my website, I'm better off. So yes, use your social media, use the Facebook, Pinterest, Craigslist, eBay, all these other places to help customers find you. Maybe I should say to find your web page that you want them to see. And you include that into your social media ads to bring them home. And there's a lot of social media, I know that, and they're growing every day. So use what you think is applicable, but find one or two and get really good at it, and don't worry about the rest. If you're doing a great job on one or two social media sites and your own website, and your Google My Business and your YouTube channel, you won't need to spend a lot of time on any other website. Okay? Lastly, some of these factors require professional maintenance. Someone who has been trained in the current software. I don't know about needing any degrees, but at least they need to have experience and be up to date on current softwares that are out there to build the most effective website that brings business to it. So think about if you're not up to doing it yourself, and I know that very few people are unless they've had specialized training, think about who you want to get to help you improve your website. Now, Lee at the Small Business Centers, they have experience with lots of people. They might have recommendations for you in their area. Or if you want me to help you find someone, I'll be glad to do that as well. We have, through the years, developed right here at the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, lots of folks just like you that might be interested in doing that type work or doing it now. And if you let me know that, I, of course, will refer you to folks that are looking for places to work. That's one of the advantages of being a member and staying affiliated with the Academy, and that we can really actually send you some business from our fellow Academy members. So focusing now on the right keywords, the search terms that people are using. So let's talk about that particular factor. We are talking to SEO right now, keywords. So choosing the right keywords to name your products in DBAs, choosing the right keywords and thinking about what customers will type in as they're searching for your individual product is important. And let me tell you that for years, that caused me a lot of time and energy to try to come up with the different ideas. But now on the internet, now at Google, you can type in keyword search terms and go to websites. They have just many websites that are there strictly to say, if you give me one word, and I'll give you other words that are very similar that you might want to use in your marketing. So let's look at an example. Here's a web page for a search term website. This is free now that I used, and I was pretending here that I was interested in looking for keywords for shoes, for different types of shoes. I wanted to say that I'm going to be selling running shoes, and give me some keywords that people might type in instead of the word running shoes. And indeed, I want you to look what they offered. What's amazing is these websites will not only give you all the different varieties of keywords you might use for your product, but also they're telling you how many people are searching for them each day. So I said running shoes, and they said, well, if you have Brooks shoes, Brooks running shoes, indeed, over 280,000 people a day are searching for Brooks shoes. 226,000 people are searching for the running shoes. That's what I was thinking about. But notice that if I use running shoes as my page, that would be great. But here's the place I want to remind you. When you're adding products to your marketable profit centers, if you can add products that already have a name brand established, this don't help you a whole lot, because those name brands are already selling themselves. Those name brands are already in people's minds, to the point that if they were shopping for running shoes, they might just go ahead and type in, instead of Holly's running shoes, they might just go ahead and type in Brooks shoes, because they like that name brand. That would encourage us then to have web pages named Brooks shoes or running shoes or Adidas hiking boots or whatever the different stuff is. I'm getting back to having multiple web pages to help the search engines find your product. And using these different search terms within the context on your landing pages is how you make that happen. So look at this slide, represents down at the very bottom, you see this block of words. These are just words that are common in my business. Different types of products, different brands, different cities, different this and that, different search terms that I think might be applicable to my customers and where they're at. Now, down at the bottom of your web page, you can put any information you want and as much as you want. Put it in real fine print so you can just fill up a small space with fine print and hundreds of words that your customers and your shoppers will never look at. So why do it? Because we want the search engines to see and look at it, and they look at all words no matter what color they're in, what font they're in, how many they are, or how big the print is, or where they're located on the page. So this is a guerrilla marketing technique to help people find you by putting lots and lots of context search terms into your web pages to help the search engines find you first. Here's a little closer look at one where I realized that the search engines, depending on where you are when you're searching on your cell phone, like if you're in Kinston, North Carolina, if I have the word Kinston within the context in my web pages, my page may come up whether you're shopping for what I'm offering or not, just because you're driving through Kinston. So the guerrilla marketing person in me tells you that wherever you pick these regions that you think your most popular sales are going to be, these regions that where you think your customers are, it will be really important for you to consider naming those towns on the bottom of your web page, like Charlotte, the Concord, all the different little towns in the area around Charlotte where you think most of your customers are, and they're driving and apt to be using their phone when they're shopping. Then write the names of those towns in small print and put them in the bottom of your web pages to help the search engines find you. Here's another example of a block of information that I've got. So, and I'll mention one more thing. If you are into nationwide marketing on the internet, as I am, I've got a list of I've prepared a list of all the states with all the primary cities in each state, all in one block that you could add on the web page. And I'll be glad to share that with you. This is strictly for search engine content, but it can be very, very helpful to bring lots of customers to you from all over the United States. Now let's focus on the landing page itself. Again, this was what? The second most important web page that you will have is the landing page on a particular product or service that you're selling. This page needs to make it easy for customers to place an order. This page makes it easy for them to see that you are not all about take it or leave it. This page is where you show your customers they've got options to buy, how they pay for it, different ways they might pay for it to change their price, different shipping considerations they might have that will change their price, different options they may have about paying a deposit or doing a layaway plan. Options, options, options instead of take it or leave it. Get that message across on your landing page. Make sure your content is saying things like order now. It's important to place this order before a certain date, and the reasons why maybe. That's your look and hook factors. The call to action factor is so important here. Give them a reason to get excited. Give them a reason to send you an email and ask a question or to order now. If you don't do this, they're going to keep shopping. If you do this, you're apt to get the order for a good chance at it. So is it worth the effort? That's what it's all about. Your landing pages need to have maybe lots of repetitive text terms on it, lots of repetitive words, if those words are what you're setting up for that customer to be shopping for. The more times you list those particular words, the better your chances are for the search engines to send the customer to your landing page. Notice here just an example of how often I've used the words drum mower, or how often I've used the word baler, or particular model numbers. Now this is a real old takeoff from one of my old web pages. I should update these, but the message here is the more times you use that word in the context of the page, the more likely it is for the search engine to send that shopper to you. If you just want to say that word one time and then use dittos under it, or not keep relisting it with different model numbers or options, that's your business, and indeed save you some typing time. And if with me, it would save me a bunch of typos, because the more typing I do, the more chance I get to make a mistake. But take this into consideration when you're setting up your landing pages. Be as repetitive as you need to be with the particular thing you're trying to sell in the word usage in the context. Next, we'll move away from that. And in general marketing, internet and all things otherwise, it's been a marketing slogan forever that's what's important: location, location, location. Internet marketing, location, location, location. Community marketing, pop-up area marketing, storefront, street signs, street sales, location, location, location. You individually moving through the community, attending church, attending school events, ball games, Chamber of Commerce meetings, civic club meetings, location, location, location. You are an advertising message for your company, whether you want to be or not. So I'm hereby telling you that any time in the future, as you are an entrepreneur, you're indeed representing your company and your clients and your legend. So be in the right spots. Go to funerals, go to church, go to PTA meetings, go to chamber meetings. See and be seen is a real important marketing tool for us all. And that never stops, young or old. See and be seen to make your customer, to make your community know that you're out here trying to make a living. And you're also out here at the right places doing the right thing to show that you care about other people. So whether it's in store locations or not, locations don't come up. Where you put and how you put stuff on your home page at your website is important. Now, at CarverEquipment.com, we use different strategies with different ways of highlighting what's special with us, and you're welcome to go look at that right now. I want to tell you that I don't own CarverEquipment.com as I did for over 50 years. I developed, created, and managed that website and sold my products there for a lot of years and with millions and millions of dollars worth of business. But I have a new owner now, Jesse and Kyle Smith at Clinton on CarverEquipment.com, and they're making some wonderful changes on there, exciting, and I'm so excited to see that happening because now my website, my legacy, my name has a chance to live on maybe for another 60 years without me having the stress to do it. But I'm still working every day helping them get started and running. But I'm very impressed with the images that you use on your homepage. Be aware of how important that is in drawing them in. And I encourage you to visit CarverEquipment.com because we're doing a good job. And you might see some ideas there that you like. Our webmaster tells us that he has people very often that sees our website and contacts him to get one that's kind of set up and achieves the same things to do it. But now let's talk about location in general. Where you're locating your store, your signs, your print ads, if you're doing print ads, where you sit at the table or work in the room, very important. So keep that into your mind as to, am I at the best place here to be most effective? I'll say to you in print advertising, that especially magazines or brochures, if you don't have the right location, you're pretty much wasting your money probably. If you're not on the front page or the inside front cover or on the last page or the rear cover, then you're strictly saying to the rest of the world, well, I'll just roll the dice with all these inside pages. So as you're buying those ads or placing them as you're just getting started, remember that maybe the front cover may be too expensive, but the inside front cover may not cost you any extra money at all. And the inside front cover will be called page 2. Page 3 is the first business page that you see when you open up the cover. So page 3 is an excellent place to advertise as well. After those 3 places in the rear cover, I discourage you from spending any money in print ads. Spend a little extra to get the location, and you'll get a huge benefit by doing that. So, what can you do now? What should you do now to move your business forward? We'll give you a 5-star plan that works and it's easy to follow. Get your profit centers in line, understand what they are, create a menu of what the items or the services cost, and then list under those in certain ways about other upsell items that you've got that you can possibly package into a deal. Identify the season that this product will start selling best at. And my friends, we're right here now in the middle of March. We're only 45 days away from spring season, or for summer season. Actually, spring season is here. But if you're going to be in the summer season, July to 4th, vacation travelers, sunglasses, sunshades, those things that people are doing, or food, if you're going to produce or such as that. It's time now to get your marketing campaign, designing it, putting it together, as we talked about last week. It usually takes a 60-day period to get a good campaign up and running. So that's important for you to think about doing that. And let me tell you, saving your structure plan, in other words, what you're planning on doing, how much money you're spending, where you're going to do it, copies of your ads, if they work really well this spring, then save them so you can refer back to them next year and just reuse stuff. Keep your costs way down and start instantly making money. So save your ads, keep up with it in your campaigns. Think about pricing. We got to be competitive, but more than that, we need to be attractive and encouraging people to do business with you now. Why? Because you are a good place to do business, and it's up to you to let that message go out. Develop your upsell items so you can do the package deals with big ticket items. Get real with YouTube videos. Make sure that within the video that you put those look and hook factors in there to encourage people to go along with that. When you're naming your videos, the same applications of SEO strategies apply to naming your videos as putting search terms on your web pages. Yeah, if you name your video Stephanie's Cookies, then and you have a web page named Stephanie's Cookies, when someone types in Stephanie's Cooking, that video will come up faster than anything else. Yeah, Google recognizes the videos faster than they do the search terms. So keep that in mind. Get your structure together, get your mindset right, get your plan on paper, and then have the courage to let's get started. Let's spend some money. Let's make an investment in marketing. Let me tell you, you're not going to get a return on investment unless you make an investment. So that's the different things we want to do. How are you going to do it? Get on the internet, get a website, get to working. Go to Facebook, do the same thing. Get your email blasts going out. That's that database email list or cell phone numbers. Start sending that information out. When I say send that information, what am I talking about? You're sending out messages, and I don't send you a bunch of them later today or tonight, showing you how to tell about your products in your email and encouraging people to click here to go to your landing page link. That's the objective. Getting the folks that you're sending email to go immediately by clicking on a link on that email page that will send them to your landing page where you excite them and they give you money. That is e-commerce marketing, okay? That's what it's all about. Now, you can use eBay and Craigslist to send people to you by buying very inexpensive ads at those places that you can do. Very inexpensive, but within those ads include links to the certain pages you want to send them to. Your YouTube channel, as I said before, is a super effective way to get started. So get a sip here. If y'all have a question anywhere along the line, just turn your microphone on and ask it. It's perfectly fine. I also want to say to you, thank you very much for being with us this lunch hour, and that you're certainly welcome to join this class at any time that you can. And if you have to leave, we understand that you may have work you have to go to, but don't hesitate about joining us late in the session or joining us as early as you can, and make sure that send me questions in the chat box or email, and I'll certainly try to help you. Get started with your sending your homework to me. Now, this week I learned that one of our Academy associates had been sending me email at my AOL account and was having no luck at all getting it to come through. I just didn't get it. But when I gave her my Gmail account, it came right on in. So I'm going to start using my Gmail account as well. As a matter of fact, I'll type that in at the end of the session so you can get it. And if you've been having troubles like that, let me know. Give me a phone call or send me a text, and we'll certainly try to get it straightened out to do that. So moving forward, how are we going to put all this together? What is the structured method that we're going to have to actually do this? And we'll remind you, we're going to select the media, we're going to select the method, and then we're going to use any guerrilla marketing strategies we can to go to each one of our different target groups of people. Remember, we started out with the targets with the arrows in them. Indeed, that's we're going to address each one of those. Now, there is the opportunity for a huge error that you and I can make, honestly, just because we didn't think about it long enough. And this is why I'm encouraging you to give serious, quiet time thinking on which customer groups are out there for you. Because we don't want to leave any of them out. We don't want any potential customer group to not be included in our marketing campaign. It's like we're just shooting ourselves in the foot, and we don't want to do that. So many times, if we in business, every customer is important. We build our customers one at a time. And so many times in business, if we had gotten 2 more orders this week, or 3 more orders this month, or 20 more orders this year, we would have not lost money. We were right on the line. We were doing well, but we still didn't get to black ink. And I'm telling you, that's when you really begin to understand as a small business entrepreneur how important it is to get the big orders and the small orders. Yeah, I've got a whole campaign for you to get big ticket items, but I've got another campaign for us to treat each customer as they are our number one and best customer that we hope to have, and we have to do that. How do we go about it? To give you an example, when a brick mason is building a huge building with millions of bricks in it, every time they get ready to lay a brick, they make sure the mortar is right, it's level, and it's plumb, and the mortar's just right, and they place that brick in that. But before they leave that brick, you'll hear this. They'll take the end of that trowel and hit it on each side of that brick. What are they doing when you hear that noise? Anybody want to tell me over in chat as we chat about it? What is that brick mason doing every brick when he hits it on top with the trowel? I want to tell you, if they didn't do that, and a little wind came along, the whole wall would blow over, or it would start getting waffly, get messed up. Why is it important for that brick mason to? It's important because when they do that, they are setting the mortar. They are turning that loose mortar into an actual bond and glue with the rest of the bricks in the structure. And when they're doing that, they know it's so important to do it right before they leave that brick. No one brick is going to be left until it's set. Masons are amazing folks. And I'm going to tell you that we don't need to leave one customer, one small or large customer, to take them for granted before saying and doing the things that make sure they understand that we appreciate them and we want them to come back and we enjoy creating a business relationship with them. Those words need to be said. Those needs need to be done. And when you do it, you're setting the mortar and creating a raving fan customer. But you have to be savvy and cool enough and people person enough to make that happen. Make it happen. Now, the horse on the back here, 4 inches ahead of the one on the forefront, won the race, won $1 million. The horse out here on this side that didn't win the race won a bale of hay. Wow, it's a lot of difference, isn't it? Well, the jockey in the back on the backside, in cooperation with his horse, knew all the right things to do, not to take anything for granted, to use every little step he had, every little tool he had in his toolbox to help that horse push his head 4 inches further ahead than the other one. Now, of course, the horse really wanted it too, but the jockey helped the horse get there. When you're running your race, you're going to need to use all the little tools that we talk about to get the order from the customer, and to get that one more order from the customer to make sure that your company moves ahead into black ink and sustainability. Red ink does not equal long-term, long-haul success. Okay? One customer at a time, creating raving fan customers with multiple profit centers, diverse opportunities to make money are the key ingredients to helping customers find you. Our target groups now are many, and they are depending on what your target groups are, where they are, what they're buying, where they're coming in from, how are they shopping. Think about this in your particular business. And it's a good thing that lists down the particular customer groups. So it would be just real easy to have a circle that says Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's what we're going to do. And that's okay for your region target, but it's not okay for your different customer groups. Your customer groups are mainly identified with your profit centers. So list those out individually. If you don't do this, you're going to try to be all things to all people. And we can't do that. We have to be everything to some people. And we determine who they are by doing these target groups. Now notice that in our artwork here, we've got 3 arrows in each target, right? What do they remind us for each one of our target groups? Method, media, guerrilla marketing. That's what the 3 arrows are all about. So maybe you're searching. Maybe your group is for people that are searching for you on the telephone. Okay, fine. You would know then that you would definitely want to have those landing pages and those mobile-friendly pages done. But then, you know what? I'm going to say to you right now, there are people who do not use the telephone or the computer to do any shopping. Yep, there's people out there. They're few and far between. Not. Old folks. A lot of old folks don't even have a computer. I do business with people who call me on the phone that do not have email addresses, that do not do any email. And I tell them, God bless you. If you can get along without it, I'm happy for you. But then I have to get into text messages with them or sending them letters and such as that. The key is that they're in a separate target group now. But I also need to tell you this. The old folks and the real young folks that are not using the computers or the telephones to shop with, I'll guarantee you they've got a mama or a daddy or a grandmama, a brother and sister or a friend that is using the computer or the telephone to shop for them. Yeah, they are. So what does that mean to you and I? We can't say to ourselves, I don't have a product or service that people will find me using the telephone or the internet. Because whatever you're selling, I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, it will be involved in one way or the other for you to be successful in the long term. Great folks to have as a target group, depending on what you're offering, of course, are people that are new to the community, folks that are moving in. And there's a lot of movement in North Carolina all the time because people that are just coming into your community, they're not loyal to anyone else. They've left their loyalty behind in wherever they left. Now they're coming into our area, and we want them. We want to let them know, welcome. It's good to have you here. So we would design and put messaging in our marketing and advertising presentations that indeed welcome new folks. We would find those publications in communities that the new folks would find, maybe at the real estate offices, maybe at a welcome wagon, different places like that. Be on the outlook for new folks that are coming in. This is where your contacts with real estate agencies or folks in town that are signing people up for new things or welcome wagon might come in real handy for you if you can get that contact list of people and information to start promoting your business. If you're the first local person that's coming to them with a proposition or an offer to do business, then you're the first in line to get in the business. So give that some consideration depending on what you're doing. Maybe, and indeed, so many of us in eastern North Carolina are on pathways that are folks that are going on vacations, people headed to the coast. So maybe our billboard advertising or the print ads that we do or the menu placements that we offer in different restaurants would be best placed on the routes that people are using to get to the vacations that are close to you. So I used to do placemats and would give them to restaurants, and in that placemat I'd have their menu items, but I'd also have a Carver Equipment Company ad on that placemat. So everyone that sat down at a restaurant table in that place for a year had a chance to see a Carver Equipment ad. And that was good, very inexpensive marketing. Those placemats cost me less than a penny a piece, and the restaurant owners were glad to have them, and I gave them free advertisement, so it was a good win-win situation. And then I would pick the restaurants that were most likely to have clientele of folks that would buy farm equipment from me. I'd pick out those particular restaurants all throughout my region, and it was a good marketing tool. I had a particular product with a particular region at the time. This was before internet marketing. It would still be a good idea, though. So there is a group of people that we need to talk about, but we don't know who they are. And that is the folks that you need to do business with are out there. You would do really well to have them as a customer. However, they're not looking for a new vendor. They're not looking for a new supplier or a new product provider. They're happy exactly where they are. But you still need their business. But they're not out looking for you. So here's a truth that I need to share with you that you may not be aware of. Your very best customers are there doing business with other people. They're not shopping for you. And therefore, for you to end up with the business from that particular company or organization, someone has to die, retire, or move away before you're ever going to get a chance at that business. That's the fact. So what are you going to do about it? I'll get to that in a little bit. Now, finding customers sometimes means you actually have to be out there where they are to help them find you. You got to put your bait out where they are. And events, people that deal with jewelry and crafts and lots of other types of products and services, find that they can help customers find them at community events, festivals, pop-up market, street fairs, and they're everywhere. But I don't know where they are. But I will tell you right now you can learn, because in your handouts are information helping you get in touch with the different websites that tell you where all these events are being held all year long and how to be in touch with them. So you can go to Facebook and find them in the groups list, as I've got pictured on the screen here, and I go from there. And they're very good, effective Facebook programs where you can see where the event is, what it's all about, who's in charge of vendor registrations and cost, and the do's and don'ts. Now, I want to encourage you, if you can, before you spend $500-600 to go to an event and pop up your stuff, by the time you get there and do all this stuff, you've got $1,000 invested in this one-day affair sometimes, and maybe it's just not a good role for you. If, however, you can go to the event one time this year and check it out, talk to the other vendors that are there and get a good feel for it, maybe it's best you don't try to go this year to set up, but do go to find out what it's all about. your research and development for your business, and this way can save you tons of money, energy, and heartache. Okay? So, but know that the events are going on and a lot of people are using them. More effective than this is the North Carolina Festivals and Event website. They're more thorough. They encourage all the other stuff that that Facebook did, and more and more and more. So if you're into the type of business that will utilize festivals and events, I suggest that you actually join this organization. I think it's a very low cost, and they'll keep you up to date with new ideas, new things you might buy and sell, who's in charge, and how you can best capitalize on the business. This is a fabulous website, and I suggest you visit there. North Carolina NC Festivals and Events. They give you an entire year's calendar and even into the future to tell you who to contact to set up with at all of them. This is a sample of one of their web pages. They start out with a calendar, go all the way down through the year to tell you where the shows are. So remember what you're after. Media, method, and guerrilla marketing. That's the structure we'll use for each one of our target groups of customers. What is the best one to use? You decide that. Maybe the World Wide Web, cell phone marketing, print media, social media. Signs are always an important factor. And I'll mention that to you because a sign in your front yard, a small sign billboard in your community may be the least expensive way to start customers to find you and to come to see you. So it's really important because there are a lot of different kinds of signages that you might use, from promotional signs, long-term marketing strategies, different arrows pointing to different places. And you want to think about where those signs are, because location is critical. You may have a sign in your area. Here's two different types of exams of the extreme. Maybe in your area, maybe somewhere you know of that's not in your area, but it's still a great sign, is dilapidated and just being abandoned. And these structures are very expensive. And if the structure is up there and you can find out who owns that land, and you might ask them, look, I'd be willing to refurbish this sign and put my signage on it, make it a marketable tool for you. And if you got something you want to advertise, do it for you, or maybe we can work out an arrangements at a really low cost, maybe a couple of years free for me to use the sign. This is good business. It might get you a $1,500 billboard for basically a $300 cost of vinyl on it, and that's $1,500 a month. And you spend $300 vinyl on it to a sign company that'll go out and do all the work for you. That's good business. Might get you some good business coming in. Over on the right side, we're seeing a paper that is folded and taped at the bottom so it can be slid over a mailbox flag. Now, U.S. mailbox has some strings attached. That is, you don't have the right to go inside of that box, even though it's right out there in the public. So it's really against the law for you to mess inside of someone else's mailbox or to put anything inside of it that's not U.S. mail. However, you can take that flag and slip a little piece of paper over it, and you're not breaking the law. Indeed, you can get some real inexpensive messaging out. And this is super good in certain communities that you don't want to do the whole town at one time, but if you got a particular neighborhood you'd like to do for your services and such as that, sliding these over the mailboxes in that neighborhood take you just a few minutes and no real cost, and be very effective. I will tell you that there will usually be someone that complains, call you up and tell you, don't want this on my mailbox. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Get over it. It didn't cost them a penny to call you up. It doesn't cost you a penny not to put something back on their mailbox. But you can get a less expensive, more effective way for neighborhood advertising than what I suggested here. Folks in towns like Raleigh and Cary and throughout the Piedmont do this all the time. It's accepted practice, just a good message there. Use look and hook, and indeed it could work out to help you create some new business right away at a very low cost. Larger issues might be you go in with some of your fellow entrepreneurs and do some co-op advertising on billboards. This billboard in Pink Hill would probably rent for, I'd say, $800 a month. So if you've got 4 folks here that are sharing that billboard, that's a $200 a month cost to them. Indeed, your business, that may be very well justified. So give some thought to that. If you have some other entrepreneurs that aren't in competition with you, talk it up. It may be a good way to get started. A lot of the sign companies will give you terrific breaks. And if they got a sign that hadn't been rented for a while, they like very much to work with people individually. They always are negotiable. They always are negotiable. So don't be afraid to ask, what can you do to help us get started here for the first year? Okay, you might get a price that really surprises you. There's about 20 different methods to use. We're going to talk about the top 12 now. The rest of them are in your handout, and should tell you what's going on. Different methods, just kind of common sense to let you know. Your profit centers, the more diversified you are, the better off you are. Using your raving fan customers, making sure that you've got good introductions with videos and you're prepared to introduce yourself as a business person. Having your website ready, social media ads, and written testimonies go a long way. Included at your website or brochures, written testimonies go a long way to helping new customers not have anxieties about doing business with you. Using SEO terms, as we've talked about, keep working with your regular customers, let them know you're here. Use referrals. A good method to use is branding, that is having special labels, signature items that you can offer. Using the Google Map Locator is a very powerful way to do messaging. Here's a good example on one of our web pages, the Google Map Locator, here telling people where we are. That map is also in my business on Google Ads. So guerrilla marketing tactics, there's about 20 of them. We'll go through a few of them here this afternoon. Using the DBAs, using Facebook and eBay, using security comfort methods such as testimonials and hospitality messages. Think about what you can add in your messaging, in your ads, in your working with other customers to make them feel good about doing business with you. You know, it was 60% of the reasons that customers come back to do business is hospitality. So keep that in mind. The DBAs are certainly an important brick in your wall. So don't be afraid of DBAs. You're familiar with catalogs in the grocery store. When you go through down the cereal ad, you'll see catalogs everywhere. I think they've got over 60 different DBAs that they do business as. So I show you this just so you're not afraid to use DBAs, naming your different products, different names, so that different people will recognize and do business with you. The other advantage of using DBAs is you can rename your company and still operate under one umbrella as many different doing business as companies, and that keeps your costs way down when you do that. You've got a study guide that gets into that in depth. Using Facebook and eBay to help promote your web pages and links, put inexpensive ads in these different platforms and encourage people to come to you. It is amazing how effective they can be for you. Testimonials, again, are super important for you. But when you have testimonials, make sure you send the customers to them. Let them know that they're there and available. In your quotations, give them a link so that they can see it. People will look at those really often and pay attention to them. And I get phone calls every week where someone says, "Hey, I see where you sold so-and-so over in in a different state, a piece of equipment. I've probably got the same conditions they have, so therefore how about talking to me about it? So using the testimonials is only as good as your ability to get them out there for people to see. Back to square one, back to the target, back to the arrows in it. Very, very important to remember media, method, guerrilla marketing that you'll use with each one. And I'll click through these in a hurry. You can print them on your screenshot as you do the videos tomorrow. I've already talked about all these. This example down here, which is a lot of people in the Wilmington, Jacksonville area with us today and on a regular basis. These visitor guides are all around. You'll find them at the real estate offices, welcome centers, event centers, hotels, motels. This is one of the few publications that I would recommend that if you are in this region and have products and services related to vacationers, weekenders, this will be a good book for you to consider advertising in. Okay, but still I want to remind you that if you're not on the inside front cover or page 3 or the back cover, then think about it real seriously whether you go forward with it or not. Some of these books are divided into different sections talking about different products. And indeed, if you have a particular product, then that may erase what I was saying, that you might feel good about going to that particular product age or product area in the publication with an ad. But remember, if you're after new customers, new visitors to the area or new homeowners to the area, new residents, these official welcoming type books are a reasonable price, a reasonable place for me to recommend you might do some advertising. If you're located on a major highway, or whether you're not located on a major highway, but if your product serves the visitors and the vacationers, as many of us do, and we're in the season where this is exactly when we need to talk about it, you want to think about putting your signage, your ads, your placemats in places where these folks coming in and out of the region are most likely to travel, and therefore you are increasing your chance to have a good return on your investment versus spending it all these other places throughout the region where the people are not traveling. Okay? That's the logic you want to use. Maybe you're going to do internet marketing, well, then we'll get back to the point of doing this pay for view or pay for click in different areas and adding different web page content to draw people from different towns and cities onto your web pages. Remember, I've offered to you that if you are doing international or marketing in the United States and would like to have this list of all the states with all the major towns in it to include on your web page, I'll be glad to send that to you. So, wrapping it up. These people that don't want you right now, that don't need you right now, that are happy with what they are indeed customers that you still need. And in this sophisticated age of interneting, I want to tell you that cold calling is still a valuable resource for your marketing. These people that are behind the desk, they have people out front that are there to keep you from talking to the decision maker. That is their job, is to be the buffer between the decision maker and the salesperson. And as someone that's done a world of cold calling through the years, I can tell you it's not long before you'll come just to hate these people. You'll look at them from, hey, I'm out here spending my money and my time trying to talk to this person behind that door, and you're sitting right here in front of me telling me, heck no, I can't do it. And the inexperienced business person can get very, very frustrated there. Have ill will. But now I want to pull the covers back and give you some enlightenment. These people out here, these what I call the gatekeepers, they are indeed the gatekeepers, the people that are sitting there to keep you away, but they're also the same people, when you turn this around like a DBA, they're the same people that are in the best position to open the door of opportunity for you. So how do we weigh that out? Rule one, keep calling. Every time you call, you remember this gatekeeper's name, pick up a little information about him or her, and indeed, so when you go back the next time, you will remember their name, and you say, hey, Sally, how you doing? Or, hey, Jimmy. And then you'll start saying, look, I know you didn't call me. I just wanted to let you know I am still in business, and I'm still doing a great job and would love a chance to serve you. If anything changes here where we might be able to help you, please let me know, and leave them a nice business card, piece of candy or two, little gift, little something to remember you by that'll stay on that desk a few hours just to help them remember you and your name and what you look like. And you do that month after month. You don't give up on them. If you want that business and you know it's important to you, you don't give up. Because one day, the fellow back behind the desk in the office back there that makes the decision will say, hey, Sally, you know what? We don't have to find someone else to handle our paperwork, do our printing for us, do some stuff. I just got word that our supplier for 25 years is closing up, just retiring, going to Florida. So you got any ideas how we can get in touch with some people for some bids? And Sally will say, well, Mr. Jones, I am happy to tell you that Stacy has been coming by here, a real nice business person, has an interest in doing printing for us, and says she's ready or he's ready when we are ready. You want me to give her a call or give him a call? See what the deal is? And Mr. Jones said, well, yeah, if you already know them and think they seem to be good, yeah, let's give them a chance. That's the way it works. Someone has to die, retire, or move away to get these orders. And if you're not cold calling and keeping them in mind, and maybe getting their name and email address into your database so that you're constantly sending them information, if you're not doing all that, then you're not going to have the door open for you automatically. But if you are doing it, you're in like Flynn. And then, indeed, Stacy may be out calling on other people or having lunch with someone and sitting talking at a table, and someone mentions to them that they are interested in finding someone to help them with printed products. And they would say, well, you know what? I don't know them personally, but I've had this company calling on me at work for a number of months, and they seem to be good people. Let me get their information, and I'll let you know. So the gatekeeper is now your raving fan customer. And if you have stayed in touch with them, they have the opportunity to recommend other people to do business with you too, whether they have now or not. Let this logic sink in. Pick out the 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 people in your area that you think would be really good customers that you haven't had any luck at all getting in touch with. Then you start making the moves. Put them on your calendar and follow up with it. Key ingredients: getting the names and their contact information. If you can get the contact information, add them to your database. If you can get the contact information for the decision makers, add them as well. That's how your database marketing really starts paying more dividends for you. So forecasting, it's here on us. It's time. The spring is here, and in eastern North Carolina and in North Carolina in general, when we get 3 days over 70 degrees in temperature, the markets all open up, no matter what business you're in. So be ready to do business every day. Think about impulse items, have the things that people need. Look at the products you've got and have things that are seasonal. Lawn and garden stuff is just coming into season now. So can you add these profit centers of things that people want or need. Remember, we need a variety of both to help you move forward in your business. July the 4th is coming on. Maybe flags or patriotic stuff, that yard art, things like that may be something that you can add that people want and need. Seasonal business is so important for you. Make sure that you're into that, because helping people find you right now is the season when a lot of people are out looking that otherwise are not. So wrapping this up, what must we do? We must have a good mobile web page. We need to have a My Business on Google account. We need to think about the landing pages and the selling pages and testimonials and getting into the YouTube business. To have that magic marketing moment we talked about last week, we have to follow up. So, and following up means getting the detailed data for our database to be able to follow up with a customer. And to do that, to have that magic marketing moment is when you get to ask those customers, well, what you going to be doing next, or what products do I need to have next? This is all about your bright ideas. I'm just encouraging you to have those bright ideas and let them shine, and share them with us here at the Academy, and we'll shine them for you and help you polish them up. But have bright ideas. Do that. Think positive. Think the future. Do your research and make it happen. Now, some of us are saying, you know what? When my ship sails in, I'm going to be okay. And we just keep waiting for that ship to sail in. But you know what? Sometimes it just sails on past our dock. So what are we going to do when we see our ship sailing on past the dock? We're going to jump in the water and we're going to swim for it. Sometimes we got to get wet. And here we are in week 4, and I'm telling you, maybe it's time to get wet. We got the right season. You got your tools now. You got your challenges. Let's go for it. But always, light your candle. Get the warmth from it. Get some light from it. But mainly, show it off to the world as a great place to do business, and indeed bring other people in. Remember that it's always good to charge your batteries. This time of year when we're going wide open, you sit down, be still, and know that it's good to charge your batteries in a quiet time. Find inspiration from where you need it. I'm telling you, I had a couple of days very recently that just beat me down like a dog. You know, I went to church yesterday and Sunday and charged my batteries up. I can find that special place to fill in the blanks when I'm in church. I think I'll say to you, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and He's a good fellow to have on your side and to talk to. Find someone that you can get inspiration from and take the time to do it. Charging your battery is a must. It's a must to come to work every day with a new perspective and a positive attitude. Been a pleasure to work with you today. Next week, we're going to move away from this marketing talk and get on over into business strategies, fundraising, money management, financing, finance documents. That's our topic for next week. And I certainly look forward to working with you on that important subject as well. So thank you all for staying with me this afternoon. I appreciate you turning your mics on and give me any contacts you have. Indeed, give me your email addresses and your names over in the chat board, and I'll be sending you lots of information. Thank you so much. I love you. God bless you. All righty. Well, thank you so much. If you have any comments, now's the time, or we're going to head on out of here. All right. Bye-bye.